Alright guys, we are starting off with the rough sketch. Now I'm using Tattoo Inker as my brush. This brush is really good for sketching. I had my reference on the side on my phone and I am actually using that as reference. I will be linking down in the description box below the reference I found on Pinterest for this GIF. So this GIF is not originally created by me. I actually found it on Pinterest and I wanted to recreate a very easy and simple version of it over Sketchbook so that I can help you guys out. Next step is creating frames. I already created my second frame, but now I'm going to show you how you are going to create your frame. So what you want to do is you want to duplicate the main sketch. In this case, I am duplicating the second frame that I created. And in the duplicated layer, I am erasing the parts I want to add movement to. So I'm erasing the tail, her hands, and the bow, her ears, and her eyes. I adjust her eyes as well later on. Then what you want to do, you want to go back to the layer you duplicated and decrease its opacity. As you guys can see here, we are going to be using it as guide. So as you guys can see, I drew this tail in a very different position in this duplicated layer. So the layer underneath it, the one we duplicated, is now acting as a guide. Okay, but yes, that is going to act as a frame later on, but right now we are using it as guide so that we can decide where we want to move the tail, how we want to add the hand movement. So as you guys can see, I drew the hand a little bit towards tail, and I also changed the direction of her ears as well, and I'll be changing that little lines in the coffee and her bow as well. So the idea here is to first decide where you want to add movement. So here in my case, in this case, we are adding movement to the tail, her hands, coffee, her bow, her ears, and her eyes. And the movement for eyes will be, the eyes will get smaller and smaller until we just create this little U kind of shape to kind of denote as if she's blinking, if that makes any sense. So as you guys can see, I just adjusted the eye. I just made them smaller. I just actually selected that area and brought that line closer to the circle, if that makes any sense. Now we are going to repeat the same process. Now, once we were happy with the frame, with the third frame, we duplicated the frame, all right? We increased its opacity, and now we are again erasing the parts where we want to add movement to. And then we are going to go back to the layer, the one we duplicated, the third frame, okay? Because we are right now drawing the fourth frame. So we are going to use the third frame as our guide. So as you guys can see, I'm using my third frame as guide, and I'm changing the position of the tail, of her hands, her ears, her bow, and in this case, in this frame, I'm going to make her eyes completely shut down, close off, and I'm just gonna, to denote, to create that, I am going to create a little U and gonna add a little bit of eyelashes at the end of the eye, if that makes any sense. So that's what you want to do. You want to use the previous frame as your guide to create the next frame. That's what happens if you have used Procreate or any animation tool. They have this thing called onion skin frames. That's what it does, okay? So that's that. Now the next step, once you are happy with all of your frames, is coloring. So now if you want to change the background color, you might want to add white color to the whole character. But here I am using white color as my background. So I'm not filling in the character with white color. Also, if you want to export it in PNG, then you might have to color the character with white. I hope this is making sense. So here I am actually coloring it really basic, like in a really basic manner. I just wanted this illustration to be really, really easy and simple to create, because I just wanted to teach you guys how you can actually animate stuff on Sketchbook. Even though I do have one tutorial on how to animate over Sketchbook, I have two tutorials, but one is specifically focused on how to animate on iPad, because the iPad version of Sketchbook doesn't have the animation tool. So yeah, I'll be linking those down as well. And if you guys want me, I can create more complex animations on Sketchbook as well. So if you want me to create a tutorial on complex animations, then let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to do those. So yeah, coloring is basic. Basically what you want to do is create a new layer underneath the sketch you have, and then just start adding color. First focus on adding the color, then we will be focusing on creating the line art for the character. Okay, and the brush I'm using is the one you guys can see on the screen, the one which is selected on this brush panel. I do not remember the name of this brush, but I hope you guys are going to recognize this brush just by the icon. If not, then I'll be, just let me know, just ask me in the comment section, I'll let you guys know. And yeah, that's it. Basically, you have to color each and every frame. Yes, that's a little tricky part when it comes to animation. I will have to, because I'm not a professional animator, so I kind of experiment here and there. So I might have to find a way where the process becomes much easier than it already is. So if any of you who's watching this video is a professional animator and you know a way to kind of ace down the process of coloring each frame, then let me know down in the comment section below. Other than that, yeah, just start coloring it. I kind of enjoy coloring and creating line art and whatnot, so it wasn't that bad. Once you have your PNGs ready, go to Google and look for JPEG to GIF Creator. This website will pop up. Here you have to upload all the PNGs you have and just upload it, select it and upload it. And then it's just gonna convert the JPEGs with the PNGs into this GIF. Now this is a little too fast, so I'm just gonna increase the number to 23 or maybe 22, whichever I like. So the higher the number, the slower the animation. The lower the number, the faster it is going to be. That's the only setting you have to play around with, and that's it. You have to just play around with it until you find a number which suits you the best, then long press onto the GIF and save it to your photos or your gallery. And here you have a really nice and cute looking animated GIF which you created over Sketchbook. It's so easy. It's so easy. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.